volte la cosa che cerchi per tutta la vita è sempre stata lì al tuo fianco.
È vero.
Non fate altro che urlarvi contro. Non siete amici.
No, siamo una famiglia. Tranne lei, forse.
In the movie, Drax says that Guardians are not friends, but they are really a family. So I want to know if you believe that family is not only the one you're born in, but the one you choose.
Absolutely. I think that family are the people who become family. You know, I have a lot of family members in my life. My friend Stevie Blackheart, who's in the movie, has been my friend for 20 years. We've been friends since I first went to school in New York. So I have a lot of people in my life who are like family members, like brothers and sisters and uncles that are not, you know, my actual blood relatives.
Also, Drax is a philosopher in this movie.
Yeah.
Says that beautiful people they don't know who can they trust. Do you agree with him? Do you think that is true?
Yes, I do think I think he's very correct in that. I think it's not only beautiful people. I think it's rich people. It's famous people. You don't know who you can trust. Once you have a commodity that people want, you never know if they want to be with you because of how you look or how much money you have or how famous you are or whatever. It becomes more difficult to trust people when you have those things.
In the movie, I can't spoil, but there is a sort of the negation of paternity, and I think that is important to this story, but it's really what is happening in our world. People who lead us, people who are responsible for us, they don't do what they have to do. They care less, I think. Do you think that is true and that is a metaphor for these present days or not? It's just
Yeah, no, I mean, I think everything that's in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 could be a story on Earth, you know. I think that in many ways, you know, this story is a story about could be a kid in New York City who's raised by an abusive father and finds out his real biological father's a Wall Street millionaire and is sort of enamored with him. I think that everything in the movie are really stories about our families here on Earth. You know, the two sisters, Nebula and Gamora, you know, they have a family in which they physically fight each other almost to the death. But I think there's lots of families of sisters who are very competitive and, you know, have that sort of relationship. Just they're not shooting each other. They're just, you know, yelling at each other, sniping each other in other ways.
And I can't spoil this too, but the Star-Lord mother, she died, but she could have done much more things
in her life. Yeah,
in her life, yes, let's say only that. His motherhood is being stopped. Instead, Gamora, Nebula, the female on the team are the ones who are stronger and braver, and they are also the smartest because they understand what they have to do and they do compromises. So we spoke before about not taking our responsibilities, but women in this movie do it. So do you think that the future is women for our world?
I do think the future is women. I think the future is women. I think that we live in a world in which, you know, a lot of you know, women haven't been given the opportunities that men have been given. And as we evolve and become more wise, women are given more opportunities as men have been and given more freedoms. And that means we're going to work at twice as powerful a rate as we've worked at before, because half of the people in our workforce and in our lives have not been given the full opportunity to live, you know. And in some ways men too. Some ways men haven't been allowed to, have emotions in the same way maybe women are allowed to, you know, say that's okay, a woman can cry or a woman can be this, and men aren't allowed to do that. And I think that as we evolve as a race of human beings, being more full and complete people, no matter what, is in our future, I hope.
Drax is very honest in this movie, almost brutal.
Yeah.
And do you think that today is necessary to be such honest, because we live in a world that is all filtered by social media, television, cinema? In real life, we have to be honest or not? It's a social plague to be so brutal.
Well, I think Drax is a little, it's not that Drax is too honest, but he has no tact, you know? I mean, Drax is, I think a lot of people relate to Drax because he's very socially awkward. He doesn't really know how to talk to people very well. He's not good at those types of relationships. And I think a lot of people, including myself, relate to Drax because of that. But he sometimes can be unnecessarily cruel, you know? When he tells Mantis that she's ugly, Mantis, first of all, is very beautiful. She's not ugly at all. That's just how he sees it because he likes a different type of person. Yeah, I don't think that his honesty is necessarily the best policy.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing movie.
Thank
I love
you.
it.
Thank you.
Dopo tutti questi anni ti ho trovato.
E tu chi diavolo sei?
Sono tuo padre, Peter.